So, hello everyone. How are you guys? You can chat. You can start chatting, right? Okay. So, eight peoples are there. Maybe six apart from us. Rahul, Saurav, Rahul, Dev, Muniv, Hemant, and Harish. So can we wait for few more minutes, or we should start? Let's start today's session. So, welcome all of you guys to Networking Scholar. So, my name is Ramesh Kumar Sharma, and today we are going to start our day two session for free CCNA workshop. Okay, so hope you guys already learned, just seen the yesterday video about like OSI model, TCP/IP, and what is computer networking. So today we are going to discuss about router, switches, as well as firewall. Okay, so just we are going to start in a minute. Hope screen is visible to all. You can chat yes or no, as well as audio. Yeah, sure. Thanks. So it should be visible to everyone. So no issue. Thank you for confirming. So let me start today's session. Today we are going to discuss about what? Today we are going to discuss about network devices. So what is network devices actually? So network devices are that, suppose that when a user is trying to create, a user is there, suppose that, right? There is a user and he or she wants to share information to other user A wants to share user B. So what will happen in that case? It is building a network. In the network there are multiple devices uh which is in use, like there are router. Okay, so there are routers, switches, firewall, and many more devices are there, access point as well. So we are going to discuss one by one, like what is router, what is switches, what is L2 and L3 switches. So before going further, just we are going to take few example or and as well as few video photos about the devices, so how it is actually look like in a real scenario as well as in the network diagram when we are building a topology or something else. Okay, or any kind of documentation. So let's go further for router. So as you can see, router, this is the physical router, image of physical router. Here you can see this is the interface, this is the make mod. Here you can see the model number, this is the switch button, this is the power code slot, this is NVRAM. One second guys, uh one second. गिर गया. So this is NVRAM, okay? And here you can see this is also NVRAM. This is USB slot. One second, guys. Okay, one more minute. Just allow me a minute. Let me set my pen. So I think there is an issue.
Just gonna Ramesh is setting up with the pen driver once again, and he'll start in a while. Hemant, just Ramesh is setting up the pen driver. Give me a minute more.
Sorry, guys. So there was an issue with my pen. So I am back again. Not able to listen your voice. Yeah, because of I was on mute because I was setting up my pen. So okay, so let me erase it. So here you can see there are multiple things, power button, and these things call slot. Okay, these things call slot. So whenever we are going to discuss about slot, so this will be the slot, our slot, as well as here you can see this is NVRAM. Okay, this is the NVRAM. This is called console port. Okay, so this is the thing. What actually how it's look like, and in a physical way, physical when we are checking. Okay, if suppose that if we have a diagram and if we want to build a topology in any simulator, then it will a router will look like this. There will be at least four arrow, and it is showing what it can communicate with everywhere. Like something is coming, something is going out. So it is just a router. Then we are going to discuss about what we are going to discuss about layer 2 switch. So how it is look like in a network. Okay, so layer 2 switch is look like here you can see this is the layer 2 switch as well as layer 3 switch. This is a combination of layer 2 and layer 3 switches. Here this is the slot for SF slot for card. This is SFP slot. Okay, and here you can see these slots called interface or port. Okay, there this is maybe 2 4 6 12 24 port switch. This is also 24 port. This is a 24 port. This is 48. This is 48 port switch. Okay, so how it's look like in a network diagram, there will be four arrow. It is also look like same, but this will be the look like a box. Okay, then there is layer 3 switch. It's also look like same. There will be everything. In this switch, you can see the console port behind the switch, where you can see the power code as well, power code socket as well as console port. Okay, then we are going to discuss about our next thing, that is next generation firewall. It is also helping us to create a network. Okay, so how it will look like. So there are a few firewalls here. You can see this is the box. These kind of boxes looks like this is okay. So this could be a FTD, firepower threat defense. This is Cisco ASA firewall, traditional firewalls. Here you can see there this is the management port and console port, as well as here you can see the USB port. Okay, there are multiple things. This is the firepower devices, which is next generation firewall, and here you can see this is the hardware slot. It's called HDD slot or uh, storage slot. Okay, everything will be stored here. This is there is the some interfaces. It's called SFP. Similarly, it can support up to 1 GB to 100 GB. It depends on its database. What kind of how what is the model number and at all and all. Okay. Then we are going to discuss about what we are going to discuss about IPS and IDS. So how it will look like? Suppose that IPS, if we are talking about IPS and IDS, so then what is this actually? So here you can see an example. Suppose that this is the user. It is trying to go from outside and it want to see some information from server. That is Google server. Okay. So for example, suppose then there is also a malicious server is there. So then what it will do, IDS is detection system and PS is protection. Okay, prevention actually called prevention. So suppose that host A is trying to go some malicious site like gambling site. Okay, there may be for drug or something look like something. So what it will do, I we will create a policy on IPS IDS for what? Suppose that if anyone is trying to go outside with the same something for something which is not for organizational use, in that case it will what it will do, it will just drop the packet or it will acknowledge us. So detection services will detect the traffic and it will acknowledge us by using notification email or it by creating a ticket. So still I am having issue with my pen, so let me give me a minute. Okay. Yeah, still. Just a second, guys. Uh, okay, it's okay. So suppose that it will, what it will do, it will allow for like notification, it will send, it will create email and etc, whatever it is possible. If suppose that there is a prevention system, then what it will do, it will prevent our network by using this thing, as well as what it will do, it will inspect the traffic from out incoming traffic as well, and it will behave like the same. Okay, let's move forward with the next device, which is our access point. So how access point look like in our network? You have seen in a company or somewhere you have moved like on the railway station and railway platform, you can see there is a devices, uh it will look like same. Okay, in organization this is the Cisco based devices, and here you can also see this is Ubiquiti based devices. So these devices called access point. So these were the devices, and how it is looks like in physically. Hope you guys understand about it. So, and after that we are going to discuss something about routers. So what is actually network router? Network router is a that device that can connect multiple networks together. Suppose that there is a network, it's called 172.168.2.0/24 network. Okay. And uh, just a second, guys. Stop sharing. एक सेकंड, मैं सब कुछ उसको लेके जाता हूँ तो when इसको let me get this here. Okay. Then what is router? How it will look like in the network? So router is that device. It will allow us to create multiple. It will allow us to create a that kind of network where every network can communicate to each other. Suppose that this is a network, and there is a router. Okay, and we have a switch as well, and there is another network, and one more network is there. And let me change. Okay. Suppose that this is 172.16.2.0/24 subnet. This is 3.0/24. This is 4.0/24 subnet. Okay. This is our switch. and this is our internet. So router, what it will do, for example, here there is also a switch connected here, and one more network or two or more network are there. That is 192.168.0.0/24 and 1.0/24. So what it will do, it will allow us to create that kind of network where these user can communicate with this kind of user. Okay. So because of that reason, we are using router. So how it is look like? As we already learned yesterday, so router is a layer 3 device, and it based on network, it is creating topology. Okay. So it will work on layer 3, and layer 3 is based on IP addresses. Okay. So don't know. Here you can see. So it's operate on layer 3, okay, of the OSI model. That's why we yesterday we learned about it. Okay. So what is layer 3? Router commonly used in both home and enterprise environment. Okay. So router we can use router and the both of the location, like it is either home or corporate. Okay. Why? Because home network is also connected through a Wi-Fi router. Look like we have a Wi-Fi router in enterprises. There are multiple routers which is in use. Okay. So let's go next about the how router is going to be po- going to be work in our network. So let's take an example of router, how it is going to work. This is an example. Here you can see there is a three network, separate networks are there. This is the router. Okay, you already understand, and there are multiple thing there. Let me erase it so that I will explain. I can see you show you thing. This is 1.0 subnet. Okay, 1.0/24. This is 3.0/ here you can see. Okay, and this is 2.0/24 subnet. So what it will do, it will allow, say here you can see this is the connected on fast Ethernet 0/1, 0/2 and 0/3. That's why router it is taking information from here. Suppose that this user 1.10 wants to communicate with 2.1.10 wants to communicate with 2.10. Then it is only possible when we have a router. Without router, it is not going to be work anymore. Okay. So what is the router basically? So we have home router here. Okay. So this is the home router here. Maybe some user already work with the Wi-Fi, their home Wi-Fi. So here you can see this is in Wi-Fi port. Oh, sorry. Internet port actually. Okay. Which is used for WAN, like wide area network, and it is using by ISP service, your internet service provider. This is also this is the port for telephone. Okay. This is the port of these kind of port is used for LAN, local area network. Here you can see this is the similar port. There is reset button, there is a power button, reset button is there. Okay, reset button is there, power socket but is there, and this is the LAN port as well. So LAN port could be a gigabit Ethernet, fast Ethernet ports. Okay, so this is the router. Then we are going. Then we are going to talk about different kind of routers. Like home router we discussed, and then we have small offices router. So how it will look like? So here you can see this is the router which is used in small offices. There is different kind of router. This is also called router, or we can say that that device which is used in small businesses. Okay, small offices or small or home based offices, like if you have 100 more less than 100 or less than 20, 50 peoples, then in that case we are going to use. Suppose that this is 8 port, 824, like suppose that 24 port switch as well as, so it will work like look like that. Okay, then we have enterprise router as well. So how enterprise router is going to look like in the network and how it is going to be work. So enterprise router, it will look like this, this image. So this is called slot, as we already discussed. This is console port, this is USB as well as, and there is a slot which is in there is installed and one SFP. Here you can see the different kind of slots. This is the device. This is single node. Okay. Here you can see multiple things are there, as well as there is a switch as well. Okay. So these kind of devices we are going to see in our network. Then there is next thing we are going to talk about. So what is a home router, home network router? Why we are going to use it? So home router is a router that will create that is used as a central hub. Suppose that we have a router, as we already seen, there was a 4 port, okay, right, 1 2 3 4. So it can work as a hub as well. So suppose that we have a TV, laptop, PC, camera. So we can connect these kind of devices. Suppose this as well as it is providing us. This is also providing us a radio signal, that is Wi-Fi, wireless fidelity. So by using this thing, we are able to connect with each other. It's also as a gateway. Gateway how? Suppose that it's also as a act as a gateway how? Because it was connected through ISP. And ISP, what is ISP used for? This is used for WAN, to go outside from your home network. In that case, it is in use. Okay. Then there is a thing. So it can do some kind of thing like it will do netting. It can do netting. So it is also providing wireless. It can do netting as well. Okay. It can also do some kind of firewall protection. It can provide us something and we can also do there multiple thing. Like if we want to establish connection between multiple devices, then what second, guys. So multiple devices like a smart TV and anything. So we can connect it and we can surf internet. Okay. So this is our home router. Then we are going to talk about what are the component of home router. So basically, okay. So every router has a specific work and a specific components. Every router have will you will learn in this session. Every router will fall in the same component like WAN port. So WAN port is to use connect for what? For use for ISP. Okay. So WAN port is connected router to the internet service provider, ISP, called internet service provider. Okay. Network typically via a Ethernet cable, DSL, ADSL modem. So in the first, you see there was DSL router, ADSL routers. By using this thing, the WAN port is going to be work. As well as there is next thing is there. It serves as the gateway for internet traffic entering and exiting the home network. How? Suppose that there was a user like I am here, okay, and I have connected through a modem or home router. Okay, home router, and it is directly connected through internet. Suppose that if something is connected here for like CCTV, if you want to access this from outside, then what it will do, it will net our traffic from inside to outside. And when the traffic will come, suppose that for particularly specific services like CCTV is working on port 80. Okay, so when the public user wants to access this CCTV, then it can directly use as a gateway, because this point is the our gateway, like WAN port will be our gateway port as well. Okay. Then there is one thing is there, one more thing is there. There is LAN port. So what is the use of LAN port? So LAN port is used to connect multiple devices, like wired devices is there, such as desktop, computer, okay, gaming console, a smart TV, or many other, if you need it, then you can connect more router as well, but to the router we can connect. So we can connect router, we can connect switch, and we can expand our network. These port typically used to Ethernet cable to establish local area network connection. Okay, let me erase it again. So it is using, what we are using here, Ethernet cable. We will learn about Ethernet cable later. Then we have other port that is called WLAN port. Sorry, I forgot to mention the WLAN. Okay, sorry. This was just a copy, so forget it. So then we have what? Wireless access point. WLAN port is not there. Sorry for that. So we have what? Wireless access point. So what is wireless access point? Basically, it is providing a radio signal and wireless. Suppose that you are working, you are at your home, and and you have a router, a Wi-Fi router. Then what it is sharing? It is sharing an RFID, SSID. Okay, so SSID is also a part of wireless. So it has a built-in wireless function. It's like access point that allow to devices such as laptop, smartphone, tablet to connect through it, and by to share information or communicate with to the other devices. Okay, so Wi-Fi capability enable wireless communicator and data transmission between devices and the router. So wireless capacity is there, so it will also help to communicate between devices, like if you have connected desktop, if you have connected your smart TV and gaming console. If you want to access this thing, suppose that desktop, you have some files on desktop, then what you can do, you can access by using wireless device. Suppose that you have a laptop here and it is working. Let me share, let me show you. Suppose that this is your home router. Okay, and your computer is connected here, and it is also providing what? Wireless. Wi-Fi is there, and your one laptop is connected here by using Wi-Fi. Okay, suppose that there is a file called movie. Okay, you want to copy this file from here, from PC to laptop. In that case, it will, wireless is allowing us what? To share information and get the information from different devices by using, and router will help us to make this a router will help us to make communication between PC1, PC2 router. Okay, so this was the thing. Then there are few things what we are going to discuss about. There is some component which is important component for every router. Like there are firmware. Okay, so what is firmware actually? Let me erase it. One second. Okay, so firmware is a what? This is a software, right? What is software look like? It is a software like we are using something in our laptop, like Windows 10 and Windows 11. It is similar like that. We are using pen. Okay, so it is similar like that. What it is enabling? It is a thing that is between hardware and user. Like manufacturer releases firmware, like there, if there is any kind of bug, then what it will do, it will release the new firmware or new firmware updated to enhance performance, fix vulnerabilities, and added new feature to the router. Firmware is a software, right? You understand, right? So it, what it will do, it will control routers functionality, basically operations. Then we have what? Firewall services. So home routers also include some kind of firewall features that is used to protect our network, our home network, by using unauthorized access, intruders, as well intruders and malicious activity. Suppose that someone is trying to steal or some information from your PC. In that case, it is going to be used. Firewall will help us. One second. Let me drink some water. Okay, so then we have there is a facility, one more facility is there, that is NAT. So what is actually NAT? Suppose that it is called network address translation. Okay, so network address translation is there. It's this is when why it is why we are using this. Suppose that we have a home network and there are multiple user, and we have only one public IP. In that case, NAT is important thing us, important thing for router or important thing for us, because it will allow multiple users to share information or multiple user to share use access by using single IP addresses, single public IP addresses. Okay, which we and who is going to provide you the IP addresses? That is ISP, your internet service provider will allow you the IP addresses. The router translate packet private IP addresses using within the home network to the public addresses. Okay, so every time you need to understand there is only netting when netting concept will come, then where we are going to just use private IP addresses will NAT into public IP addresses or vice versa. Private IP address in public and public to private. In that case, only we are using the netting. Then there is quality of services. It is also a part of our home router. Some home routers can support it because some home routers cannot support it. Okay, so quality of services is a feature that allow that based on the traffic we can prioritize our traffic predefined in like suppose that we have something which we want to share before going any before like video call. Okay, so we can define look like that. Okay, quality of services setting that allow bandwidth resource allocate bandwidth resources. Suppose that we have 1 Gbps link and we want to share some information uh, to the directly without any interruption, then we can use this kind of services. Like if you say if we are using like video streaming, online gaming, or voice over IP calls, that will optimize our network performance. Okay. So after that, there is a function of some kind of function will be on the home network as well, home router as well. So there are few function. First is routing. So what is routing? Routing is a possible only when we have more than one network, or we can say that two or more network. Okay. So in that case, we are going to use router. Router forward data packets between devices within a home network and between home home appliances or internet. Okay. Suppose that you don't have the public IP addresses and you want to connect with multiple segment. Like this is a network and there is also a network. It is 192.168.1.0/24 and there is 172.168.1.0/24 subnet. In that case, router what router will help us? It will help us to create routing. It will help us to create routing between those both of the network. Okay, router router can use RIP OSPF. Okay, to determine the best path transmission. Suppose that there are multiple interfaces connected on your home router. Basically, it is function of the network router. Okay, that's why. So it will allow us to make this kind of network. Okay. Then we are going to discuss about switching. Router can also do switching. Suppose that we have multiple multiple subnets and we multiple VLANs. In that case it will help us. In that case it will help us to create what LAN segmentation. Like suppose that VLAN 10 is there, VLAN 20 is there. So router what it can do, it will create sub interfaces. We will create sub interfaces on the router, and that will help us to communicate between VLAN to between VLAN 10 to VLAN 20 or VLAN 20 to VLAN 10. So we will use here like inter-VLAN, we can use the protocol that is inter-VLAN routing or something else. Like either we can use also routing. Okay, if we are talking about switching, then VLAN, we can create VLAN and then we can use. Switching allow devices within a home network to exchange data packet directly without needing going through the router. Suppose that this is the router. If it's not required to go outside, we have just created VLAN and we connected multiple devices. Suppose that if we are using /24 subnet, then we can connect 255 devices or 254 devices at a time. 256 is there totally. So we can connect to 54 devices and they can communicate each other without going outside. So this is the thing. This is what actually the router. Then there is a wireless connectivity. So how wireless connectivity is going to work in a router? Wireless connectivity is that router provide us a wireless connectivity as well. Like suppose that if you have a router which support wireless connectivity, in that case it will create an SSID for us and it will broadcast in our network, and we can connect through our by using Wi-Fi, and we can use internet and something, we can share file information and multiple things. It can support where there are multiple standard of wireless that like 802.11 AC or AX with different transfer speed and frequency bands. So have you already seen like band 2 band router, 2.4 gigahertz, 5G band. So these things called band. Then there is DHCP. So what is actually DHCP? Router can do what? If suppose that earlier in the last video we already discussed what is DHCP. So DHCP is provide dynamic host control DHCP dynamic. It will allow allocate dynamic IP addresses to the uh, client. Whenever the client will connect to the network network, it will go to the it will ask for the IP addresses from if anyone if there is a DHCP, then DHCP what it will do, it will provide the IP addresses to the client. Then there are some more function of the router like network management. So routers can offer us network management as well. Like suppose that if we have a web interface of router and we want to manage the router, then we can manage by using by console or by HTTPS. Okay. Or mobile application user can configure or manage network setting such as Wi-Fi password can be configured by the management interface, firewall rules can be configured, port forwarding can be configured, and many things, and parental control as well. Suppose that someone is there is a child in your home and you want to protect something and you don't want to share other information, or he or she don't want to share like anything gambling website information to them, then we can protect there by using parental control. They provide visibility into network actively, like we can monitor the network without anything hiding. Okay. It will also show us devices status, it is up or down, how many devices are connected through. Okay. As well as you can see connected devices we can see here, allowing user to monitor and troubleshoot network issues. Like it will allow us to monitor network devices. Okay. Then there is a security feature as well. So router can do some kind of security feature. It will allow us like WPA2 security. You will see in the your home router when you are going to establish or configure Wi-Fi access Wi-Fi wireless network. Okay. It also do one thing, that is wireless Wi-Fi protect. Oh, sorry, firewall protection. It can also support VPN, virtual private network support. Okay. And it's also create a guest network to segregate your home network as well as your corporate outside network. Okay. Safeguard. This is the safeguard. Okay. Also, it will help us to to protect our network from cyber threat as well. So then there is a network port forwarding and net travels. So what is port forwarding? Router support port forwarding and net techniques, okay, that allow external access to specific services or device within the home network, such as web server, FTP server, or IP camera. I already discussed all about it, okay. Then there is home office. So what is home offices and home offices network? and what kind of the thing we are going to do here. So as in a small office or home office, router typically consists several components that work together, provide routing, switching, wireless connectivity, security, and management features for a small scale network. Suppose like 100 user or 50 users look like that. Okay, 50 or 100 users. Then we are going to see how it will look like. Here you can see these are the antennas of the router. This is a router. Here you can see this is the USB port, this is console port, this is management port, and these are the interfaces which also work as a switch. We can use as a switch. Okay. And this, if this is the L3 switch, then we can manage by using it as a layer 3 port. So component of router is what? One second. So then we have CPU. So CPU is managing process in our network. One second. In a router that is responsible for executing routing protocols, managing network traffics, and handling data processing tasks. Suppose that there is a routing protocol that is in use like OSPF and BGP. In that case, CPUs is going to be used managing network traffics. Suppose that we have multiple traffic in our network in that case, or handling data processing tasks. Okay, so whenever the data is going to be shared from one network to other network, in that case we are going to use it. It performs functions such as packet forwarding. It can also functioning for going to use for packet forwarding as well as routing table lookup. Firewall processing as also is there apart. And then there is a RAM, random access memory, as well as ROM for storage something. Suppose that you haven't RAM, then no display is not going to work in a physical computer. Similarly, there is a RAM also in your router, home router or corporate router or enterprise router. Okay, so what it will do, it can store some information like routing configuration, routing tables, buffer in that buffer. Like I already showed you the NVRAM. Okay, for example. So okay, then there is something. What is that? That is network interfaces. So network interfaces is what? There are some kind of internet interface like WAN port. So WAN port is that when the service provider is directly connected via that interface. Then there is a LAN port. LAN port is used for local network. Then there is a wireless interface. Wireless interface is used for wireless connectivity for Wi-Fi network. Okay, so these are the thing. Then there is a routing and switching concept. Okay, what is the routing and switching concept? So routing table, what is routing table? The routing table is a information about network routes between the best part to reach destination network. I already discussed many time in in this lecture. Like we have multiple network 172.16.1.0/24, 192.168.1.0/24. So these kind of information, suppose that someone is there in a network and there is a PCA and this is PCB, and it is a PCA wants to communicate PCB. Okay, A wants to communicate B. Then what it will do? It will create a packet. It will send to the router, and router it will check? It will check routing table. So it is existing its network or not. Suppose that A wants to communicate 192.168.3.0. I hope you see there is a no network about 3.0. Then it will discard the packet. So this kind of the thing is handled by routing table. If there is no routing table, then it is not going to be happen. Let me erase it. Okay. Then there is a routing protocol. Some kind of routing protocol is going to be used here to, okay, share information within within a network. Like we have router, and that is exchanging information about its neighbor router by dynamically update. Okay. We will learn routing protocol later in this course as well. And then we have Ethernet switches. Ethernet switches, what is it is doing? It is allow us to connect connect devices within a connected to the LAN port, allowing data to be switched between devices within a local area network. For example, VLAN. Okay. Then we have wireless access point. We already discussed about it. This is a similar thing as we already discussed in the last section. Then there is a NAT. We already discussed about NAT as well. So this is the similar thing for NATing as well. Okay. So just because of that, I just got secure. And let's discuss about firewall. So firewall is a firewall. What it is doing, it is filtering our incoming and outgoing traffic based on preferred rule. Like we have created rule for suppose that there is a user and we have a firewall and this is a router. Okay. And here is the internet. There is user A and user B. Okay. Suppose that we have created a policy for what? User A. User A is only allow Google and user B is only allowed Facebook. Then we can create a rule on the firewall and it will help us to manage. It will help us to manage what that access is as well based on preferred rule. So it will allow when the traffic will go for go suppose that A is trying to go Facebook. Okay, it will deny. A wants to go on Google, it will allow. Similarly, B wants to go on Facebook, that is allowed. B wants to go on Google, that is denied. Why it is happening? Because we have created a policy on the router. Because of that, it is happening. Okay. Then there is quality of services. We already discussed about it. So there is nothing to discuss here. Nothing more to discuss about it. Okay. And then we have management and configuration interfaces. What is management and configuration interfaces? We already discussed, like it is providing us what? Network to configure network setting, managing devices, monitor network performance. Okay. So these kind of the thing we can do by the using graphical user interfaces. Then there is one more thing. Then there is one more management interface that is called command line interface. It is also when we are when by using putty or some kind of CLI tool, command line interface tool, that is also allow users to configure router setting, performance troubleshooting tasks using command line. Okay. Then there is a next thing. One more thing is there, remote protocols. Okay. Then there is a remote management protocol like SSH and Telnet. If you are using SSH and Telnet, SSH, SNMP, Telnet, then we can go remotely and we can access the devices and we can configure, we can manage, we can troubleshoot the devices. Okay. So this is the thing. And there is additional feature as well that is called parental control. We already discussed about it. Like it will restrict accesses from a specific website or online content like a gambling website or something. Then there is a guest network as well. So guest network is also getting segregate our internal user from outside user. Suppose that someone came in your organization and he or she is a guest of your network. In that case, we are going to use guest network. Okay. Then USB port. USB port is mainly used for upgrade or downgrade the devices. Okay. And a store. This is kind of external storage, and we can do what? We can share information like we can share file. We can install firmware by using USB. We can copy configuration file by USB. We can do something else. So USB port is also there. That is allowed different thing. different kind of work in a network. So what is, I hope you guys understand about the home router based and how it is going to work. Then we are going to discuss about enterprise network router. So enterprise network router is a sophisticated device, networking device designed to meet the demanding requirement of large scale, large corporate network. Okay. Suppose that we have 5,000 of users. In that case, what we are going to use? We are going to use network and enterprise router. It is more capable as compared to the home router. It serves as a critical hub. It serves as a critical hub, sorry, central hub for connecting multiple networks, departments, and branches within an organization to provide advanced routing, switching, security, and management features. Like suppose that we have 5,000 users and one in 5,000, 1,000 it belongs to the admin, 1,000 belongs to the sales, 500 belongs to our developer is there, and 5,500 user is from different scenario. So we have segregated these kind of numbers. Okay. In that, in these things, and suppose that we have 2,000 of data devices for application and data center devices. Okay. So how it is going to be managed? It is not going to be managed by a small router. We have, in that case, we will use enterprise router. Okay. Enterprise routers is capable to handle high volume of network type, because here you can see 5,000 users are there. So at least we have to require a big router. This was the just example, but there could be a not 5,000, more than 5,000, 10,000, or 1 lakh users as per the requirement we can use. Different kind of models are available in the market. Okay. It's supporting large number of user and devices, ensuring reliable and secure connectivity across enterprises. So hope you guys understand about it. Okay. Then there how it will look like. So I already shown you the multiple thing. So how it is going to look like in our network. ये भी भूल जाता हूँ. Then this is the router, or we already discussed. So here you can see this is the power SMPS. Okay. And this is a switch to start stop. This is USB. This is management port or console port. These are SAP based port, and this is the slot which is installed in the router. So this is also called the enterprise router. Here you can see this is other enterprise router which can use in data center, multiple data center. Suppose that if you are a data center, suppose that Google data center. In that case, we are going to use this kind of devices. Okay. We will see this kind of devices if there is a big network only. Without that, we are not going to see this kind of devices. Okay. Here you can see there are multiple SMPS. There are 4 SMPS installed. There are 2 slots still available to install 2 more SMPS. Suppose that one is getting failed, then other will be work without without powering off this router. And then there is some kind of component of the router, that is high performance and high performance hardware. We already discussed, because there are multiple things. There are multiple slots as well. Let me show you the slots, how it is looking like. Suppose that these are the slots. Okay. There is 1 slot, 2 slot, 3 slot, 4, 5, 6 slots are there. 7 slot is this one. 8 slot is can be installed here. 9th slot can be installed here. 10th slot is there. So there are multiple slots that is used to manage more and more data. Okay, at a time. It is used for high performance. Then there is a slot, then there is a multiple thing. This is also, there is a CPU and as well as RAM as well on each slots you can see. I will show you. Let me show if I can find something on the browser. Confirm and continue. Cisco router slot modules. Okay. So here you can see, let me show you the example images so that you will understand what is this. So here you can see, this is just a slot. Let it open. So this is slot. This in this slot you can see there are interfaces. Okay. So if suppose that there is a big slot, 24 port slot, suppose let me go with the 24 port slot. 24 port slot. It is not possible on routers. Let me go with the switch. Switch. It's taking time. It's okay. Let me find you. Here you can see. This is the device, and every slot have their specific firmware, specific RAM, as well as CPU. Okay, to work properly, and can manage. It can manage also high volume of data. Okay, then there is modular design. You can see, you already see, like it can support Ethernet, fiber port, optical, like fiber port by using SFP module. Okay, this is called a small form factor. Okay, then there is one more thing is there. Then redundant component, what was that? Like dual SMPS, dual slot, and dual fan, multiple fans, dual multiple slots, multiple SMPS. It is use highly redundant. Okay, our network. Then there is advanced cooling system, like multiple fans should be there, and it some kind of devices it is showing like cooling features is there, like it has their built-in air conditioning system as well. Okay, then there is next component of our enterprise network router, that is scalability options. It can be scalable up to high and up low, such as a chassis based system. It can be suppose that we already I shown you, right? Okay, I just close that window because of that. So there was chassis, there was some slots like 1 2 3 4 slots was there. So what it is doing, it is helping us to scale our network. Suppose that we have 24 port here, 24 port here. Okay. So we can connect more 48 users at a time. If we want to connect more 48 port, more 48 users, then we can use two more slots. If there is not required 24 user, there is only some 24 port, then we can remove a slot, and that can be scaled by they scale easily. Then we have enterprise guard security, that is also helping us. What is time? सेकंड कितने बच रहे इसमें? अबे भाई, अभी तो आधी स्लाइड पे गए हम, यहीं पे हैं 18 पे. I think I have to set my pin first. Okay, guys. Oh, let's wait. Let's give me some time to set my pen because it is causing an issue. Because of that, I am not able to perform particularly. So let's wait. Give me 5 minutes. Until then, you can take up as a break, and we will meet at what is the time now? So this is 9:10. Okay, 9:11. It is not. And
All right, guys. So we'll take a 5 minutes break, then we'll get back. And meanwhile, we are setting up the pen.
Okay, guys. So I'm back now. I think pen is set, fully set. If not, then we will see. Hope it is. So the high performance we already discussed. Okay, there are then modular design. We already discussed about it. Guys, voices. Are you, voices coming or not? Just can you please chat? Am I audible? It's okay. No issue. Okay. So and then retention component we discuss about it. So what is the retention component? Then there are few thing also, that is advanced cooling system we already discussed. Okay. So and then there is scalability option, that if we have multiple slots, then we can scalable easily. Okay, by supporting like if we want to add more switches, then we can use by virtualized, and we can also do virtualization routing instance on there. It can support network growth size and complex over time. Okay. Enterprise security guard is there, that is like firewall, VPN, like VPN services, IPS intrusion prevention system, firewall capacity is there, and ACL it can also support in advanced. Okay. And advanced threat detection is there also for mitigate mechanism. Okay. Then high speed interface. So high speed interfaces look like that. It can support 10G, 14G, 100G. Okay. So it can, a router can support that thing. Then there is a function, some more functions of the router are there. It can support, it can do what? Packet routing packet. What, how it is going to be packet routing? It will check the route destination network, and it will route the packages. Enterprise routers forward packet between different network segments, determining the optimal path of best route, and based on routing protocols, network policies, and traffic conditions. Okay. Then we have dynamic routing protocol. It can also support dynamic routing protocol like OSPF, BGP, EIGRP, to exchange routing information about their connected network or geographical network. Suppose that we have multiple routers in a network, then it is used to share information. Then there is a quality of services, we already discussed about it. There are quality of services, and it can use to share like priority based traffic. Okay. Then there is high availability and redundancy, we already discussed, so there is not need to discuss again and again about it. Then there is some kind of feature like centralized management. Suppose that we have multiple router or multiple devices, then we can centrally manage those devices by using like management server. Or suppose that there is a software defined network, then every devices can be managed by in a single platform by using single tab or single. Suppose that we have logged in on application, and we can manage from there as well. Okay. Then there is a policy based routing. So router can also support policy based routing that allow administrator to define routing policy based on specific criteria such as source or destination IP addresses, protocol type, and application. Suppose that we have a user, the IP address is 192.168.1.11. Okay. And it's want to go 2.11. Then what it will do, it will check, okay, if there is a router and it is connected for 2 dot subnet, and there is 3 dot subnet. Okay. So it will, what it will do, it will based on IP addresses, we can create routing based policy. It can support IPv6 as well, because every router has, in these days every router is capable to share to support IPv6. So there is nothing specific in the IPv6, because we are going to learn in deep IPv6 in our upcoming videos. So enterprise router can support IPv6, just we have to understand for this time. Okay. Then there is one more feature, that is integration with security solution, like there is a firewall or something, IPS IDS, then it can be easily managed integrated with that kind of devices, as well as endpoint security is there like antiviruses and something else, then it can be also integrated with that device. Then there is application awareness. Suppose that there is something called application like if you are using some kind of application, then it will, what it will do, it will do these package inspection like DPI, and it will use routing as per those things, okay, based on application signature. Suppose something is coming from outside and it is not relevant, then it will deny, okay, by using deep package inspection. Then there is a cloud connectivity. Suppose that some kind of devices in our network in these days that is managed by clouds. You will see in a few videos that there is a access point that is managed by cloud only. So we can see there is a cloud connectivity as well, okay. So enterprise router can offer cloud connectivity features such as directly pairing with the cloud services. Let me erase it first so that cloud services provide CSP, cloud service providers, integration with SD-WAN, software defined wide area network solution, or it can also support cloud-based management system or, okay. Then we have next thing, that is corporate network. So we are going to use where it is going to be used in our network, what enterprise routers, okay. So first it is going to be used in our corporate network. So corporate network is what, suppose that we have a office and we have we have a head office and headquarter, and it has multiple branches, offices and data centers. Then if you want to connect those these kind of device site location, then we have to we can use this enterprise router, okay. So how it will look like, okay, let me show you an example. So it will look like this. Here you can see the example. Suppose that this is our headquarter, okay, headquarter, this is our headquarter. There is a wireless router is also there. There are two routers, router 1 and router 2. There is a network, there are three network, 16.1. 172.16.0.0, 1.0, 2.0. Similarly, there is a site was site B and site 3. There are multiple devices, and this is our, suppose that this is our data center, okay. This is our data center. So why, how we are going to use this device? It is that device because we have multiple devices, so it should support VPN, dynamic VPN as well, so that we can manage these devices by using P2P or other protocol, so that we can manage these devices or this site location by using centralized location. Either it is our network operation center NOC or management monitoring center. So we can manage by using this kind of devices. Then there is a other use case of this device, that is campus based network. Suppose that you are working, you are reading, you are doing study in your in a corporate, okay. Oh, sorry, in a campus, so in a university or a college. So education institute, university and large campus can use enterprise router to connect academic building, administrative build offices, and many things, okay, to facilitate their high speed wide and wireless connectivity for student, faculties and staffs. So how it is going to be look like in our network and how it is builded. So you can see this is our diagram of the campus network. Suppose that this is a campus firewall, okay. This is our firewall. This is wireless router on in admin building. There are multiple users that is connected to the admin building switch. This is a core switch which is used to share information from between building to building. So, suppose that this is branch wise, okay. There is a BSC based switch, LLB based switch, management switch is also there, okay. So we can see this kind of network, and this is also can be handled by enterprise based router, because suppose that if the router is less this is not a kind of enterprise, and it is not going to be handled that kind of traffic, then definitely it is getting chucked multiple time. So because of that reason, we are going to use this kind of router. Then we have one more topology here, that is service provider network. So service provider, it can also use high-end router, enterprise network router to build their network, and they can provide multiple they can provide internet to the multiple users, multiple academy, multiple company, different locations. So in that case, we are using, they can also use enterprise router. Suppose that if there is a MPLS services, VPN connectivity, or some additional services that can be managed by enterprise router as well. So let me show you the example of enterprise network. Service provider network. So how it is look like. So here, suppose that there is a company A, company B, company C, and company D. Suppose that suppose company A and company B, company C is, this is the parent company and this is the sister company, and this is belong into a single company. Okay, in that case, what we can use here, MPLS. Okay, and this is kind of network. So here you can see there are multiple routers connected to between different locations. Suppose that this is in Delhi, this is in Mumbai, okay, this is in Bangalore, and this is in Hyderabad, for example. These are the 4 cities of India. So this is connected through look like that. So here you can see there are router, there are customer is router as well. Okay, so okay, hope you guys understand about this architecture, how it is going to work. And because of that reason, suppose that there are different location, and it is sharing multiple traffic at a time. So to handle this kind of traffic, we have to use what, enterprise based routers. Okay, then there is a other use case of router, that is data center network. This is more important for us because we are going to learn about it, data center. So enterprise router can play critical role in a data center network as well, where they provide connectivity between servers, storage system, virtualization platform, or external network, ensuring efficient data exchange and application delivery within the data center environment. Suppose that we have a data center, we are working in a company, and they have multiple database or multiple application hosted in their data center. In that case, we know multiple user can come and multiple user can access their databases or their website and application at a single time. In that case, there should be a high capable router, high end router, so that it can handle uh, multiple traffic as per the requirement. Let me show you the diagram how it is going to look like. Suppose that this is a data enterprise router. Okay, ER, this is ER. Suppose that, and here you can see there are 6Ks or 6 network rack. There are multiple devices connected. Suppose that this is network device router, this is the web server, only web servers are there are database servers. So there are 2 rack of database server, and application server is also there are 2 application servers are there. Every servers are connected each other, and suppose that there are so for example, all Indian people, we have 140 crore. Okay, 140 crore people are trying to access these kind of information. In that case, what we have to do, suppose that this is under IRCTC website. Okay, everyone is trying to book their ticket. So in that case, what we have to do, we have to use enterprise based router, so that we can manage traffic easily. Okay, hope you guys understand about it. And you are going to see this video again, so that you will make note and everything. If you have any question, you can let us know in the chat section. So then there is one more thing that is more important apart, if you are using internet. Suppose that you are from other location, either it is Sri Lanka, Bengal, and many other location, Bangladesh as well. Okay, so suppose that you are on different geographical location you are located. So in that case, enterprise router is only single possible to share information in entire countries, entire world. Like if we are working in India, if we are working in China, and we want to communicate each other from India to China, in that case, 2 countries are involved, and there should be a high-end router, because not only your traffic is passing through that router, there are multiple packets and multiple users, they are using this kind of services. Either it is gaming services, online streaming, and multiple things. Let me show you the diagram how it is look like. Suppose that this is USA based system, this is China, this is India, and this is Japan. Everything is connected, like they are using between India and USA. We are using Airtel as a tier 1 ISP. And between USA and China, we are using what? Tata. There is multiple thing, okay? And Airtel is providing to the services to India, China, as well as Japan. So in that case, here you can see there are multiple router switches, and this is processor. Actually, what is this? This is layer 3 switches or routers, we can say that, okay? So these kind of traffic can be handled by enterprise router only. If you are using a low end router, it is not going to work anymore in the network. So these are the function and of the network router. So network router performs several keys like two key function to facilitate the efficient and secure transmission of data between different network or network segments. Okay, let me show you one more example how it is going to work, because here you can see this is 1.0 subnet and this is 2.0 subnet. If user this 1.0 subnets user wants to communicate 2.0/24 subnet user, that it can also happen through a router only, okay, or routing protocol. Then we are checking about packet forwarding. So packet forwarding is based on the router only. It can choose based on first it will check what? It will check source IP and destination IP, and then it will going to forward the IP addresses. When router receive a packet, it will examine the destination IP. Based on destination IP, it is going to be forward, okay? It then there is a routing. So routing is the what? That is this is a path. It will check for the path. Suppose that someone is from Jaipur and he wants to go Delhi. So it will look first path. So from where he will go, so that it will be sorted path for it. Okay, like we are using there some kind of protocol like OSPF or BGP we will use to get the path. Based on the information, routing table will be created, and based on routing table, packet will be forwarded to the network. Okay, then we have network address translation. Network address translation we already discussed. It is based on the public and private IP addresses. We are just translating our internal address to the public address, because private IP address is not exposable into the network. So NAT address is also allow multiple devices of the private address to share information with the single public IP addresses, like conserving IP addresses spaces. Suppose that if we have 100 user and all users want to communicate to the public IP address, and then publicly available website, then we have required 100 public IPs. If we are using NAT, then problem will be resolved. Only one public IP is required. Only one public IP is required to communicate these 100 of users at a single time. Okay, then there is a packet filtering and forwarding. So packet filtering and forwarding is also possible through this router. We already discussed in the last section of the videos. Okay, so you can if you want to check, you can pause this video. If you are watching the recording of this, if you are going to watch this watch this session in a recording, then you can see it. Okay, in the recording you will get everything. Then there is a quality of services, we already discussed about it. And there is a VPN. So VPN, there are few kind of VPN. Here you can see there are some kind of VPN that is IPsec VPN, SSL VPN, or multi protocol layer level switching. So it is also part of VPN. Okay, VPN support when it to create a VPN, we have to use at least one public IP addresses. So when we are going to configure VPN in a firewall section, when definitely we are going to work on talk about it. Then there is one more function, that is DHCP. We already discussed in the last day video as well, and we already discussed in the last few slides back. And there is one more thing, inter-VLAN routing. Let me discuss about it, because we haven't discussed yet. There, if suppose that we have multiple VLANs, okay, multiple VLAN, virtual local area network, and we want a router wants to perform. In that case, what we are going to use, we are going to use inter-VLAN routing to communicate these kind of VLANs. Suppose that we have 20 VLANs, VLAN 1 to 20, and every VLAN should be communicate to each other. In that case, what we have to use here, we have to use inter-VLAN routing. Router can route traffic between VLANs, allowing, one second, allowing devices to separate VLAN communication with each other while maintaining network segmentation and security. Okay, hope you understand. Monitoring and management, we already discussed about it. So how it is going to be monitor and management? We are doing a single CLI based configuration, GUI based configuration, as well as we can see the network statics and we can diagnose our network issues. Okay, so this is also high event and redundancy. We already discussed about it. What is the summary of a router? So router play a crucial role in a network communicate by forwarding packets, communication by forwarding packets, routing data between network, providing security features, managing network traffic, supporting VPN connectivity, and facilitating other network monitoring management. Okay, so these kind of thing is possible through our router. Okay, by performing these kind of issue function, router enable efficient, reliable, and secure data transmission across the complex network infrastructure. Hope you guys understand about the router, so how it is going to work. Okay, so if your guys have any question related to router, you can ask us, and you let me let you can ask us. Okay, so that I will give you the answer how it is going to work in any language, English or Hindi. You guys are able, you guys can unmute yourself in Hindi. Yeah, Rahul, what is your question? आपका question क्या है? राहुल, आप पूछ सकते हो जो आपका क्वेश्चन है राउटर से रिलेटेड. या राहुल, तो हम है ना L2 and L3 स्विचेस हम नेक्स्ट में करने वाले हैं आफ्टर दिस वीडियो. अगर आप लोग के पास टाइम है, इफ यू वांट टू गो फर्दर, देन वी विल गो इन द नेक्स्ट सेक्शन, लाइक नेक्स्ट वीक.
ओके ओके
नेक्स्ट
ओके
नेक्स्ट
नो
नेक्स्ट
इशू
नेक्स्ट वीडियो में कर देंगे. हाँ, टिल देन
ओके
इफ यू वांट टू वॉच दिस L2 and L3 वीडियो, सो
हम्म
आपको 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 करना क्या है?
यस
लेट मी शो यू नेटवर्किंग स्कॉलर. आप यहाँ जाइए, वो सेक्शन में जाइए, एंड यहाँ पे है एक इम्पोर्टेंट टॉपिक करके. ठीक है, आप यहाँ इनरोल करो और आपको यहाँ पे 2 वीडियोस मिल जाएंगी, गेट कोर्स फॉर फ्री, और वहाँ पे आप चेक कर लोगे. यहाँ पे मल्टीपल वीडियोस आपको मिल जाएंगे जो इससे रिलेटेड है. ठीक है,
ठीक है ठीक है ठीक
तो आपको L2 L3
है
वहाँ पे मिल जाएगा इन इंग्लिश, बट आपको हिंदी में चाहिए तो भी हम कर सकते हैं इसके ऊपर. ओके,
ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है
ओके, थैंक यू राहुल.
थैंक यू.
If anyone have any question, you can ask. Otherwise, we can leave for the day because it's already near about 2 hour. We had spent our 2 days. If you guys are watching this video on YouTube, you can just please subscribe our channel, hit the bell icon so that whenever we are going for a live or we are uploading a video related network security or anything, so you will get updated from notification. As well as if you guys are watching this video, how to learn ASA firewall. राहुल, हम इसके ऊपर भी वीडियो सेशन कर रहे हैं, और बेसिकली इनरोलमेंट स्टार्ट है ASA फायरवॉल की भी, और साथ साथ ही हिंदी के अंदर हम बैच स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं CCNA की. तो वो भी आप यहाँ से आप कोर्स में जाओगे, कोर्स सेक्शन में जा करके आपका बंडल है CCNA का. ठीक है, आप ये बंडल में जा करके इनरोल कर लोगे हिंदी में तो आपको मिल जाएगी, और सिमिलरली
मैंने
इंग्लिश में
ऑलरेडी
भी.
मैंने ऑलरेडी किया हुआ है ये
ओके
वाला
ओके 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 ओके
ऑलरेडी मैंने किया हुआ है.
All right, no issue. We will like if you have enrolled already, then no issue.
तो आपको वैसे
ओके
मिल
ओके
जाएगी ना, आपको मिल जाएगी वैसे ही, ठीक है। देन
ओके
आपको
ओके
इम्पोर्टेंट टॉपिक कुछ कुछ होंगी जो हमारे काम की होंगी, जो रेगुलरली वो यहाँ पे मिल जाएगी। अगर आप यूट्यूब पे हैं तो यूट्यूब पे देख सकते हो। So guys,
ओके ओके
you can join us by on YouTube as well as Facebook, LinkedIn, everything is there. So let me share you my end of the slide. So this is the link. Thank you for watching this video. And if you haven't enrolled yourself, you can use this below QR code so that you can enroll yourself by using website, LinkedIn, YouTube, contact us, or by using WhatsApp channel as well. So hope you guys understand about it. And we are going to stop the